Welcome, everybody. The NFL season is over, and now it's time for the offseason. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we'll be doing a Jacksonville Jaguars 2024 NFL mock draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock in the TGH 2024 NFL mock draft series. As a reminder, we're going through every NFL team before the NFL draft once, probably twice, with mock drafts, and we're going to see how it goes for the Jaguars. A little bit of a disappointing season after they took that step forward last year. As a reminder, we're going to be using the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. I like how they mesh all the big boards from around the internet together. Instead of having one site's big board, it makes it more, I think, realistic, at least in that sense. There will be players who fall that are unrealistic, but we'll just kind of see how that goes as we go along. We'll also be rejecting all trades because those aren't realistic either in these mock draft simulators, and it's way too early anyway. So let's get started with the Jaguars. First pick is number 17. I still think, Trevor Lawrence is going to be a very good quarterback in this league. I think people are kind of selling on him too soon. Very naturally talented. So let's see what we can do to help this team around him. Now, Brock Bowers is enticing because he is a very good tight end, but you have tight ends, Evan Ingram set the record for catches by a tight end the other year. So I don't think you're going in that route. It gets pretty interesting here, though, because I do think they could benefit from some wide receivers. Some better ones, especially if Rome Odunze falls to this point. I think it's something you have to consider. Corners is something they need as well. I might be taking a little bit of a risk here because pick 48, they can get a receiver. I'm going to go Rome Odunze. If he falls, I think you might have to take him. Calvin Ridley had some inconsistencies this past year. I think Christian Kirk is fine, but help Trevor Lawrence in the best way possible. I think taking a wide receiver there might be it because you can get a different need later on. Now, we're going to see what's available here. See, Kalen King is there. TJ Tampa is there. I might pass on corner again. I think they might address it in free agency because I might take an interior lineman, even though it doesn't seem like it's a very big need for them based on this website. I think it's a pretty big need. Zach Frazier played guard. Andy played center at West Virginia. I think he's good with pre-snap, knowing what to do in those situations. So I think you help protect Trevor Lawrence. I think you get him a weapon here, and we'll see what happens later on here as well. All right, so this pick, we can go Kalen Bullock as safety, Jeremiah Trotter, linebacker, Kalen Carson as corner. This is tough. Let's go Chris Abrams-Drain, the corner out of Missouri. Probably going to be more of a slot guy, but you have some height, especially Tyson Campbell on the outside for the Jaguars. I think he could be a very good slot corner and guy that could turn out pretty well for this team. That gives us some options in the middle rounds. I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go Marshawn Kneeland out of Western Michigan. Trayvon Walker did get a lot of sacks last year. I think a lot of it was Josh Allen taking a lot of attention off of him. Getting a guy who can be a rotational rusher and maybe take over if they can't afford both down the line could be huge there. Junior Colson is probably going to be the next pick. I'm going to do some due diligence here, make sure there's no one else available. Dwayne Carter would also be another good one. But I like Junior Colson. He's good nose for the football. I like all these picks they have at the top 117 right here. Good nose for the football. Really helped that Michigan defense out. I think he could be a very good player at the NFL level. All right, what do you know? Dwayne Carter is still there, so we get the guy that we waited on anyway. A guy who was very productive at Duke. I think Duke had a very good defense, and I think he helped that defense help fill it out pretty well. And that sets us up for, just taking depth rotational guys with the last couple picks. Even though those guys will probably start as depth rotational guys, you want to develop them. These guys, if they don't make the roster, maybe you put them on the practice squad and see what they do in the future. Let's go Josh Proctor, the safety out of Ohio State. Would go Dylan Lobb out of New Hampshire, but I think he's just a kind of a one-trick pony with the receiving out of the backfield. Proctor is a guy who's been up and down through his career, but I think he could provide some special teams for you at the very least, and that's huge. Let's go Andrew. No, we already have Zach Frazier, so let's not go with that route. Let's see. A lot of the needs are met. I don't want to take Joe Milton. Don't think he really would help out that much as a backup quarterback. So let's go Andrew Reid. Let's go with another interior offensive line. Let's get some more depth on the interior offensive line. Maybe not the most ideal situation. Probably could have gone Julian Pearl out of Illinois, but we're in the later rounds anyway. Let's go Julian Pearl right now then. We have the offensive tackle depth going on, so I think that'll be fine. Pick number 211. 234. That's not the worst thing in the world. Let's go back through this draft. Something I didn't think was going to happen was there. So Rome Odunze, the wide receiver for Washington. I think you take him, help this offense maybe expand a little bit and have some more consistency. Zach Frazier, the interior offensive lineman out of West Virginia, can play center right away. If you're not satisfied with Luke Fortner, he can move to guard if you are. Chris Abrams-Drain, the corner out of Missouri, might be more of a slot guy, but I think can help the secondary a lot. Marshawn Nealand out of Western Michigan, Junior Colson out of Michigan, Dwayne Carter out of Duke, Josh Proctor out of Ohio State, Andrew Rame out of Oklahoma, and Julian Pearl out of Illinois, providing more rotational pieces, depth pieces, and special teams pieces. Let me know what you think of this mock draft down in the comments below. As a reminder, we'll be doing all the NFL teams as we get up through the NFL draft. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.